Good morning, everyone. Hi, da, also, gesehen, gesehen also, ini ugju latine, ini nyomo paya kita, kozu pasora, nyomo paya kozu pashi, ini shigi ores, shibade timuk tola, ini timuk kandes, ugju negas timuk kandes, chungu yumi, sheres ro, ini Andi rinde ando kashe sawa kashe doa. Andi yang jashe des shewe na.
Yes.
Ni yago yorisra.
Last week we were looking at independence upon the breathing meditation, how we abandon afflictions, how we begin to know and reduce afflictive states of mind, understanding how that the breathing meditation removes ignorance, this unknowing, unawareness. There are some people that knew, so I thought to go over it again.
아니 칼라디 먼저 상마 다 욱다 곰자스도.
Yeah.
저디 알아서 믹스 알아서 눕족 밀라. 티베 데 약쇼르싱에 도스타데라.
Yeah.
지난당 알아 미스이나 욱당고 열어라.
Yeah.
아니 욱당디네 가 욱당야디 곰라 체셰비나 곰간라 체셰비나 아니 디 가두이네 욱당게 요인자 곰 가두이네 잡초고 그러스라
in terms of breathing meditation, seems to me this is the best method for Westerners. I mean, all people need to breathe, but if we use the breath as a focal object of meditation, because we always need to breathe, we're always meditating.
다 가르들린 거라서는 먼저 아니 가르쳐내 먼저 야고래 라위인데 아니 인지민지기 하던데 곰 이기던데 곰 근데 제우면 알아.
Yeah.
그 욱되니 가두이네 단계열에. 다랑 곰을 제비나 때 야고도 알아 하잖아.
Why is it good then to use breathing meditation as our focus? We don't need to focus on a deity. We don't need to focus on a syllable. Because we're always breathing, we can always do it.
근데 내 찍기 가려서는 나랑저 지도고랑 태워서시야 가보셔도 알아. kumshi 저랑저 비지나 이 약고를 임박에 따와지 좋은 있어. 당마다 아니라.
Yeah.
근데 따와디 다디 가르쳐는 연구를 합디 tam 나랑저 미망보지. 아니 배샤 망보 쏘고 알아.
Yeah.
배샤 망보 쏘데 아니 배샤 망보이니 미드저게 아니 티워틀린시데 아니 콘저베 nga beda bedi bizi chigi yosirwa khadu ina lega chigi yosta an tijene da nga la besha yawo yungu dos dinde ge yumzen chig dinde men dorwa dinde chen bizi chiya de yabu chiya de chig dinde men dorwa ani chig ni kodo de lagdo ye lu la de khadu ina peju tang gorasirwa peju madana ani tsa jab dosirwa tsa jab hagu ura 자잡도 그랬고 배를 땅 그랬어. 저는 비즈 제제제 다디 다 비즈 체다나 다 비즈 까마도네. 다 딩선 비즈 까마도제. 와. 아니 가실라 쇼보할래 오고할래 저보할래 라다 할래 뭐 쉬지 찾을 아니 다 셈디 다 두즈다게 실로드 셈 셈디 다베 아니 디간라 곰시 찾아라 비지 치야 돼. 다 되게네. 가셔야 돼. 아니 소와 쉬우던데 용도 아니 되 간로치마도 버시.
Okay.
아니 데 유도 다 될라. 다 우중아 곰자야 돼. 쩌더다. 우중아 돼. 다 쩌더다.
The second reason that is that in our culture, in our society, we're always busy. And, you know, it has almost become our view that you have to be busy. How is that the case? And if you ask people, why are you so busy? They're so busy because they want to make money. I'm busy so I can be, you know, financial. But also there's this idea that you always have to use the body, kind of use it, or otherwise it gets stiff. You know, use the body. And then in that sense, to keep moving, to keep using that notion, we've kind of overdone it. And it seems like we can't stop it. So we become like workaholics, shopaholics, somethingaholics. So the mind has just become so habituated with busyness. Then, in the terms of the emotions, we can't control it.
Do you have some question or?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Last week question?
Yes.
Okay. That's the jail leader.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. That the jaza. That the indu, the 우중 검자위인데 반복하나래. 되지. 설레서 용거더라. 아, 심. 다들 저와서 쉬고 차야지. 네. 다 간다. 아주 심을 내가 고시하라라.
Yeah.
심을 내고다. 심디 지 대베네줄라 만로 아니 미고 다 팅상 폴리티가 마다 나자다. 아니 주변에당 아니 당하나서 지 도부도무당 수승원신바다 근데 강연인데 망부 고도 통고도라 근데 통원데 삼바마지와 차지 되거든 다 근데 가둘라네 우 셈디 우간 수레운데 아니 디게디 내가 점바지에서 그러시와 자디 아니 셈랑 해서서야다 베 팬더레도 알아
In that case, then, if the mind is hurried, busy, it is important to relax the mind, just to rest, And because we're always thinking on something that happened in the past, something might happen in the future, we're thinking about politics, the sicknesses that are around, the disturbances of the elements, we're thinking about friends and acquaintances, a lot of whom are going through difficulties. And these are all conditions which can make the mind upset. So in that sense, then it would be good to breathe, to be able to breathe, to use the breath as one's focal point of awareness and rest the mind. Just to rest.
아니 되네 셈 옥당한테 뒤중한테 옥당 거 열어라.
Yeah.
옥당 거 열때 옥당한테 신기어 말다한다. 뭐지? 옥당 당거 열어. 옥한데서 당거 열때 신기어 말해라.
And it's the fact that in terms of breath, we all breathe, but we don't know we're breathing. So then the question is, how are you breathing?
제가 옥당디 거당거더라. 나군에 당거도 칸에 당거도 안 레벨은 당거도 암전은 당거도.
Do you breathe with your nose? Do you breathe with your mouth? Do you breathe with your ears or your brain?
아니 코베나네 당거 옥당거 열어.
Oh.
코베나네 당거도 칸에 당거도 신기어 말.
But, and also, does the breath pervade your whole body? Do you feel the sensation in your tummy? Are you aware of it? Are you aware of it?
제가 우중 공점 신용데 아니 옥당게버디 신용데 아니 셈데 신야가 누워도 처럼 두고 있으라라.
Now, just by being aware of breath, that quality of knowing is the wisdom.
제가 둔다 고마들랑한데 다 우중 나와 되게 되자시다 디무숨 나네 아니 디무 간데식도 이제 곰랑종 때려라
Yeah.
단다 다 디무 세기도 저는 하고 당한서 곰장 하고래로 그다음에 마대 한서 델 프랙티스 다 우중 곰자와 되게 디무 아니 디무스니 마시바디 세기도 웃으러 가르세는 한서 우 땅와디 시운디 하디 용한서 우 땅와 마시바디 세루더라 세루고 유빈자 다디 컨데 세기도 세야되니 저런서 랑종 때려 단데 되고 그 조고직 렌치도 배우고 그랬잖아.
Gisla di Shimbare di Philippa gi notice Jobishize.
알레.
Tadisha. So anyway, the
근데 라고 말해.
yeah, like the past week we did checking how what breathing removes in terms of emotions or thoughts that are not valid, because we have thoughts of desire, thoughts of aversion, and then ignorance, that we concluded that watching the breath removes this third one of confusion, or we would say unawareness, so unknowing. So because you become to know that you're breathing, what that removes is the fact that you don't know.
다디 간데시 신기여디 돌아니 먼저 기즈 란종 때 제일 저는 레베이나 아니 제일 먼저 저는 람나 디그레스로
Yeah. So what is the process by which, by being aware of breath, we remove that ignorance of not knowing? Was given as a kind of a point to think on during the week. So if you find some conclusions around that, please share.
다 다리든다데 아니 먼저 우중 검자와디게 콘도 간데스로 콘도 시다 콘도 간제스에도 어디더랑도 단다 질러다 검잡 아니 딱인다로
This week, though, I thought it would be good to look at still breathing meditation, but how to approach anger and hostility and how breathing benefits that.
다 먼저 레리 챤네 뭐만 간절랍디 아니 진짜지gnal라 차단라 아니 수삼단조라 진짜지gnal라 디 우중디게 되자시나 디무숨다 고세기요레스 다 세야디 컨데 세기면 다셔서 다가라미시 다다나시 디무 컨데 세그레 콘도 컨데 세그레 레레 체제 먼저 뭐만가서 디 덴델라비오 마레다 마 수수 디 세그레스 디 셀루세단디 마 다셔 수수 다셔 수수 곰잡셔 어두스체니 라브레와 라구어다 곰바다와이나 메시오지게 experience 거 대세 대보 쇼지 개그말 수수 삼당고
Okay.
수수 삼당네 아니 대세 라스나 아니 기겐래가 대세 딘지 라스 디브레베스나 아니 오다 디브레스 딩문도나 오 삼노 양자 단스 어딘데세 나 곰바게 롭존시나 딘데 레스와 한줄
So, in the last class, we looked at the breath with regards to reducing the emotions we have, desires, attachment, aversion, and this ignorance, this confusion. But the point is, how does it take place? How does that process work? And it's up to the individual to check individually with your experience. One should not over-explain these things. When we're studying in the monastery, we don't go overboard with explanation, but we go away and we practice it, we experience it, and then we go back to the teacher and say, well, such and such came up. How's that?
야, 다 다리 디체 제가 먼저 말한서 뒤준전서 콘도 다 콘도게 아니 콘도 숙주무차 콘도 치마도체 다 강에 용거여버디 상마하고 그러라.
Yeah. So this week, the fact that sometimes our hostility, our anger comes up strongly, and in some cases it's difficult for us to subdue that, to control it. Let's look at that.
제가 콘도기 이 대세슈자고 말해 상물로 하고 그래서
Not need to say a lot about anger because you all know about it.
다 콘도 마 충으로 간데스던 것도 네가 나게 제시나 야고 열어서
what would be better would be to explain how to reduce the hostile states of mind better.
주주릭도 다 낭베 데다 로종 그나라 미시 다 제워 쇼레도 알아
Yeah.
페펜도 쇼레도
And in this context of Buddha Dharma, the teachings on mind training with regards to subduing anger are very vast.
디체다 디인디 당봉에서 네다 시름기 곰 뭐서 님도 자고서는 제라디 콘도 우종을 되네다 콘도 간데 세기도 써야지 저런서 네다 우종을 되네 콘도 세기를 라라다 간데 세기도디 저런서 삼다래로
So the order again of the basic meditation we'll go through, and later we'll look at breathing meditation as a method to pacify anger, but really that comes down to your experience and practice.
다 당고 뭐도 꾸는 검지게다라
First, we begin by setting the correct intention.
꾸는 검지네 다방 니놈 전다 싫다 다 유심하라
I was going to go into last night's strange dream as a motivation, but I better not.
단다 나고라고 차라 니놈데 텐사 니놈 아야 다샤
I just got sinus problem, and then I remembered the dream. So
아야 다 꾸는 니 꾸는 공갈 잡으나 인텔리네 소마지기다 르당하게 네 내가 가져 지거든 알아서 배 하바디 지난주 뭐지 지도나 내가 지고 열어
yeah.
지도나 내가 마셔나 수수 낭미 열어 개체주 당고 낭미라다 로가야고 지고야
Yeah.
수수지 답도와 빈자다 두절라 전당도 대화 여배인자 안도 졸라야다 지금 대화시다 매나고 대화체로 대화체 대화면은 아니 펜도 지도 문다로 제가 디인디 네 드리네시 수수 당보 수수 대화의 얘기네 파마 빈자 아니 도보통모 레갈레사 어디 되잖아 그거 비유장 펜도 지야 그거 브라운데 펜도 배 삼만남다게 룡하게 네 이송고네 삼만남다 이거네 네 펜도 지도 지긴 새로 꾸는 제네로
Okay, so motivating that today with one's body and speech, one will do one's best. The fact is, we have to be in society, which is important to relate to people, but more importantly, the friends, the family that are immediate. It's important to help them. The relatives, to connect with them. If you've not connected with them, it's good to connect, because if there's no connection, you can't benefit them. So with regards to parents, relatives, friends, colleagues, the opportunity to benefit them is great. So with the pure motivation of physical and verbal actions to help them.
아야다 담자 디 담자 시에디 개천물에 샹조 메진나라 내주 양이 돈이 상마 연구도 알아
Yeah.
요베이나 심기 지 편도 시에디 다 가디위네 편도 치기 삼바디 요나 아니 에 대화 제금도 알아 심기 대화 제금도 당고 수수 심기 아니 수수 지 파마 빈자 토고 토모 기도레 기겐레 카리나데 심기 심기 딩네 대화도 제면은 네 수부 상상은 대화 요매 연구로 알아 바도 그래 주 연구래 그냥 그 수수 셈나네 대화도 딱고 투대비인자 아니 그 양수 파도 줄레 파도 지기나 셈나라 그뒤나 요 삼사르지 저어디
Ale.
레기도 와디 예 야니 강에 가래 태베는 게 수수 어디질라 펜도치 가지치도도 그 셈디 로 당금에서 담자 채널로 디응원에 펜도 전부 쉬어러셔
Now it's important to make the commitment or resolve that whatever comes up in the context of life, be it good or bad, mentally you don't lose that thought to benefit others. Because if you have this mental altruism always present, then the connections will never be lost. You won't forget it. So with your parents, friends, teachers, loved ones, whatever, that sense of connection mentally, even if you're not physically seeing them, is very important because the mind is always thinking on it. And so that can make the mind very strong in terms of this commitment.
어디 딘데게 셈디 아니 외가 외란 신지요
맞아.
전 다와 난시 까르보까지 셈지네 딜라요 텐제데 조금씩 왔어
Now, think that very mind is in the nature of white light, like a moon-like light, and recall it inside.
아야다 가와곰라 다 딘데게 셈바 니버 침부지 말라 요네 요르다 나가는 삼 곰데라로 근데 요버디 요버 시버지네 다 디게좀으로 가 뒤네 가서 네 가와곰네와 근데 이제 요다 셈바 니버 침부 셈바 니버 침부 근데 이제 요 텐으로
Now rejoice that one's mind has that potency. It's important to recognize reality as reality because we are meditating on it. So the fact that we have that potent mind of altruism, rejoice in that.
아야 당은저 우중곰 지양자고 제자고인데 정정 같이 가와 이나 가와 바까시네 고요는 곰접디 가와 깨주나 네 같이 가시야 데스 티셔츠도 심도도 알아. 이 수수에 마데로 차도도 가와 이노 파티 드라마 어소시에이션 리라다. 야.
So now we'll focus on breath awareness. Please make sure your mobiles are off because sometimes if they go off, it's a condition for distraction. So just make sure the sound is off.
다드네 우중 공제도 다 우츠 팅파딘다 아주 디 캄보디나라 진럽람나 디그리 단다와 니나랑 안에다 진럽 유타주 요르디나라 수수 메와 이지치기나 진럽자데 믹스에 뉴바지레와 뉴바지네 베나가조 다 두슬람나 야고야랑조 단다 딜라 좀 된데 송베 도단 최망 워셰라
Yeah.
아니 최신적 다게 계제 신조가 다게라 네 계제 셰디 견서 구도 디바르를 주주지 누구여라 디 딘데게 다게 랍준디 네 가두이난도 다 타니서 간라 대요라 대 니장갈라 안디가저 우주天연도에는 수수수구나 레연도 아니 신다 면다지 연구여다 디 아니 수 류마데와요와 셈바마지오요로도 안디도 그파 시제 우파 단주 장갈라 아니 지 류마데와도 셈바마지와다 두두 상무파 텐송 되나 진랍라디 딘데지간라 코덴레나 디고레와
Now, as we focus on inhalation and exhalation, it is okay to think that as we breathe in, we are receiving blessings. The blessing comes from one's conviction. The blessing is like a potency or power, because in this place, many sutras have been taught, the words of Shakyamuni Buddha, and that contains waves of sound, like you are hearing me now, and those waves of sound have a particular vibration or a blessing. So when you inhale those vibrations, those blessings, then the body's kind of sickness and the mind's thought and worry are pacified, and on the out-breath, they are expelled.
가디나 나군이는 당거래 가디 좀
Yeah,
네 가둘라 미데 좀 샤나야 오여라
yeah. So this stage, remember the sensation of the breath through the nostrils, closing the mouth gently, and at this stage, gently closing the eyes, focusing on the nostrils, the breath.
오늘 주 당기와 파 당기와 시에 치고래 단디 다리도 계시지 우릉부지 땅나리 우통도지 땅나리 가래 여바데 땅아 우수 당기도 들어 시 우파 당디 파 당기요데 하고나 다게 되고 원데 삼신다게 땅 말로
Just recognizing inhalation and exhalation, just knowing that, that's enough. Whether one's breath is long or short, now I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing out. Just knowing that.
Oh yeah, that uk days yeah. Three days job tungas na jokes days tanwa. Ane that dil mi ga dan mi dan ni ma mi nazil ma sharo. Sugu shida de dan de chara samlo. Yago de do da. So kewa de tongo de ro. Kewa de tongo de ane sugu rambab jobo shima do ste. Ane tanga 우수 단계 파 단계 시외단에 단가 주게 봐. 단가 줄레스나나 안다랑 참샤 아니 참샤네. 아니 컨데스도 수세sem디 시버스도 컨데스도 따지. 나데데든 두고.
Now, making the breaths a little quicker or more shallow, and gently opening the eyes so that they're focused on the bridge of the nose. Your posture is fine. Just make sure your posture is upright and relaxed and natural. And when you've focused on the shallower breaths, begin to count. Now I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing out. That's one cycle. Count up to 10 of those rounds. And when you reach 10, just take a break and observe how is the mind? Is it peaceful or not?
저런스도 미사버든데 유나. 정말 숨시 더네 셈잉 도구도나. 안 참샤 양자 권에만 당가 자고 그랬어. 네 저런서 데 유른 거연이도 줄레라고 잡신 그래. 양자 줄레사 셈시와 다다데데. 한 셈다 뭐데 텐제 도구도나. 양자 당가 주지게 봐.
If you are new to this practice, just count 3 cycles, 3 inhalations and exhalations. And if you notice the mind being discursed or distracted, bring it back to number 1, start again. For those that are used to it, you can count up to 10 cycles, then take a break and then do another 10 and observe.
어야 다 오늘 디스 얘기다 하자. 우디 누구야 루도 루야도 고질러도 마용도 아요 마요니 니 dimbe fatuk sabote gdo ro dimbe sabote iska ya 너구나 내시 dim바드네 디가둘레 제냥 거래 잡든 요소시로 당보들 된데시 네 장가선나다도 데스 삼단샤 거래잖아요 너구니야 된 레베지데 두고다 마요 야 dim베카도 다가란 dim베카도 데 거래 잡든 요소시 디잡제고요 다디 주릉 보마다니 이나로
Now, with breathing awareness, inhalation, exhalation, one can note the sensation of the breath coming in through the nostrils and circulating around the head, around the brain region, and down as far as the throat, and then expelling out and doing the same, just being aware of those cycles for a few rounds.
셰바 저는 디고
Just awareness of that is enough.
다 마팅 살 때스다 닝가 사고도라 또 스코네야 다도 dim바네 마 닝가 사고도 닝가네야 용네야 나고네 파 되로 산다
So going a bit deeper now, the inhalations, breathing from the head down through the throat region, right down to the heart. And when you get to the heart, back up to the throat and to the head as you exhale. Being aware of that cycle.
다마 떼와사고 마 티지로 우드 떼와사고다 떼와네야 거르죠선다
Now breathing again yet deeper to the level of the navel, feeling it right down there, going inhalation and exhalation with that cycle.
다음에는 산에서 탈도 양의 수부 차장도 스고 삼다로
So now breathing right down to one's secret area, right, so pervading all of the body, the breath, being aware of that level and the cycle.
다디네 뱀무사고 마도 싫어 다디 뱀무사고 마도 뱀무네야 대용산다
Now when you breathe in, imagine that the wind, the air energy, reaches the level of the knees, pervading them, and then back up again.
다들 강배 째서고 말더라.
Mm-hmm.
강배 째네야 지고 째세도 스코어 잡니 선다.
Now reflecting on the breath, reaching right down to the tips or the soles of the feet. And from the breadth of that right back up to the head region, that cycle.
다들 치료 바다데 나구제로야 파 도마칸다 수수 처와 가지실리기서 왔다는데 주 디네 주 텐제로 배바 다른 것이 로고요 말아 오 가르사고 더 디시버시네 근데 당기나 이제 고드네 이제 강베티네 이제도 삼단데나네 디야고르스데 디 수불레 쇼팽게서 데로
Now just being aware of the sensation of the breath coming in and out of the nostrils. And you imagine the breath, you exhale and how far out does the breath go and how far in when you've breathed out. Not far, is it? So then just focusing on that external level as well as useful. And then you can go back to head to the feet. This is very useful to be aware.
아예 당연히 곰 욱중면다 네가 숨겨야 되는 거 오늘 지당이 농종랑 직체는 욱 당가지야지 근데 욱 가와 두고 유명해 수빈나는 가와 두고 유명해 셰버치 있다야 다 숨절로 간다 욱중 곰 디고다 간다로 이제 숨절로
We've looked at 3 types of breathing awareness just now. Firstly, just being aware of breath itself. And then we began to count the cycles of inhalation and exhalations. And thirdly, we were aware, where does the breath, the wind, pervade the body? It's good to know all 3 methods because all 3 are valid methods of breathing in meditation.
Oh yeah, that disclosure they show us yang jail commission that
So take a rest now before we do another type of practice.
제가 먼저 까마주 잘 들으러
Yeah.
까마주 잡는 대지 흘러로 책더러 장문데
Yeah, so we just did 10 minutes. Doesn't that relax you somewhat? Do you feel a bit rested?
틱스 리그다 토데스 칼라 토데스 리그다라
A little bit of a taste of food.
다디 뮤티제 니마타와르 데데스 까마주세 ngaze 정아제로 간다마체베시지 갸토베이나 아니 수술레 곰시차로 곰시차 아니 삼발레 지 삼방에서 녀소야 다 삼바지고 말해 먼저 류에 녀소도 알아 샘딩 녀소나 류에 녀소고 여 저는서 먼저 미망고지 내가 쇼지체 아니 딜라 위겐라다 마 되게어라 위겐라 야 저와 사고 쉬어라 이러 야 바지 콤바자가 도르 nhập자가 도 카야모 강바장와 서고래 저 쉬어요는 제가 배깔래 가는다 미마오 깔래카 류 깔래카 심 깔래카 되게어라 근데 땅에서 지금은 주지 정하제는 샘딜 흘러 샘딩에서는 수분에서 연구라 샘게마서나 수분에서 말해라
it is good day by day to make this a habit of 10 minutes increments of meditating like that. Without break, you never not do it. Because then what happens is if the mind is able to rest, the body rests. What happens with us is we work a lot. And even in the weekend, there's busyness, going for a walk here, shopping there, cleaning the house here. So we always what we're finding is that people are exhausted all the time. So that 10 or 15 minutes to just rest the mind, and then what happens straight away is the body's rested too.
And
if you don't feel like meditating, just sleep.
네, 먼저 뒤에 하고 먼저 세라라 롭종 심 롭종 쉬우쳐고라라 베제 싱고레 베젤로고레 삼노땅고레 얘나디 이제 산산라 아니 니 마담니 비틴스라고 깔레트 칼도라
Yeah.
니군 가마 주정하지 니쿠드 쉬우핑도 하더라
Yeah.
가마 주정하지 니쿠라는 야레드 아니 심 사워르지 레도다 아니 야 장로 데체로
In the monastery in South India, we would have to memorize a lot of sutras, a lot of texts, and read them and reflect on them, oftentimes not getting much sleep. But if we took that 10 or 15 minute sleep and rest in the afternoon, then the mind would be fresh and new again, and then the whole thing would begin again.
아니 네 곰바 난다 초초라
Yeah.
초 주주 숨 된데 초그래 dombatde kale khagdara
Yeah.
ane sansan mix somja ane komja dedera ani khura tol ni khura discipline yongra ne tang
And then sometimes when you go to the main prayer hall, like all the monks have to pray together. It's called tsog. And sometimes that would last 2 or 3 hours. And sometimes you close your eyes and you're tired and you're nodding off. But the disciplinarian would come around and give you a slight whack. So wake you up.
Dela nga dungu yore book dog yore dige ni disturb chimundara 그래서 나라도 메인데 키 정배 키 깨지는 아니 쿠면도 아데 프리지로 당로 깨지거다 저저 깨지거다 아 내가 지생데 세고도 그 단어 마셨는데 꽤 같이 첨부 연애 개문도 보내지나 그래서 네 곰바게다 초초초디 아니 야고 후래라 니 곰발라 초초디 니 배만 그러게
So that
당고 곰자가제 너 민서라 니 그대로 이나 그 후져 맞아 나나 건서 곰잡샤 생각다 걔인데 궁나 아니 덩시라 걔인데 데라 네 걔데 데투나 아니 주주징이 곰니 후나 냐와야 말해
So, in that context, when you were doing that in the prayer hall, in the meeting, even if you heard drums or bells, none of that would disturb you. Sometimes you can't sleep because you hear the sound of dogs or people or the fridge. But when you're in this prayer hall, none of those sounds. It's funny because you don't pay them heed; they don't disturb you. It's part of it. But then you would close your eyes, and sometimes you would be meditating. So they would have to know whether you were meditating or sleeping. And sometimes if you made like a snoring noise, they would know. But it's probably not good to sleep for 2 hours during the prayers. Some monks are so loud in the snoring during the prayers. And everyone looks around. Who's that?
jewelry tin to ta
And then the ones that are sleeping, we would take little bits of bread and like throw it so it stuck on their face. So when they woke up, their faces were covered in tiny bits of bread.
이제 상상라 그런 발레다 퍼봐야 말이 니국들이 미치잖아.
And then sometimes when you're woken up from your sleep, your cup and your bread had been taken by someone. Just gone.
니국들이 나 진짜 지고 있냐로. 나 잠을 쉬우지 그러라.
Yeah.
错了왜 잠을 자야 돼. 잠을 자야 돼. 진짜 지고라. 연연상 진짜 지고.
You know, because we're sitting with our classmates, it's quite playful. And even in the prayer hall, the camaraderie is quite nice.
상상라 디 컵 키도로 컵 그거. 안데나 대님들이야 찜셔라 돼. 찜셔라. 다 단들 라한테 대상 야.
Yeah, sometimes you bring your cup, and then sometimes when you go to get up, yeah, then when you go to get up, someone has sewed you to the cushion, so you get up with a cushion on your bum. Before everyone gets up, they're mid-checking, making sure that they're separated from their cushion, they're not together.
Yeah, the tower chigara, Nikura. One monk is living, he do like that. And then we put his tea here, exactly. And he touch it. Then tea has butter, and he put here butter. You know.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 hours went quite fast because there was mirth. You know, there was a bit of play. But if you didn't take care and the disciplinarian saw you, you'd get a bit of a whack. They used to kind of like hit a little bit, but these days they can't. They have to get up and make prostrations. You know, you have to get up and then prostrate. Yeah, so before, the discipline used to be that you got a bit of a hit, a whack, but then they thought that's probably not so good these days. So now they have to get up and prostrate, or they get some penalty to work. You know? Yeah, like cleaning the toilet. Right, so if you guys fall asleep, you're gonna have to clean the toilet.
There's
one here, there's one down there.
Public private public
But there's only public ones to clean. We haven't got any personal ones. So that's okay.
당은서 곰 단데 딘다로 키싱 준다고마 나 우주 문제다 우주 문제월 때네 다 우주 땅에 파다 셰버들 때네 아니 디무스도 마르고스도 마셰버들이로
Yeah.
당은서 강에 먹고지 마셰베 안고 연대게 요라 마셰버로 안서 마셰버 때네 내다 마셰버 때네 가시게 가두게 내다 tumde mashi zambulingi 단다디 마자야다 도도 상만 마시베 온 중요해다 당고 자원이 가서는 마자월 때네 다 유릉볼 강에 가서 연구해봐디 마시 아니 대간라다 차단 되네로와 차단 마제 차단은 다 수수 되바로 수수 되바디 두마두나 아니 미신다를 가르치는 지선다 몽베 제람 아니 디테네 초라 가서 차단을 되네 중으로 봐셔다 다 돈도 우중 주 쉐버 되게 지금 아주 우 가왔던 거 신경면도 다 단다 우 가왔던 신경도 나 마시버 세송하다 그러 디 그래서 우중을 되네 아니 마르바스나레 디묵스나레 세당 림바데 된데레스 그러
Now coming back to breath awareness, it is important to know, or just be aware one is breathing in and breathing out. We talked about the ability of this awareness that it can dispel the confusion of unknowing or ignorance. And in reality, a lot of our problems stem because we don't know reality. We are unaware of reality. That could be in a direct level, or it could be with regards to something that's happening in the world, like a war. Because really, something like a war is coming from confusion. You know, people not getting what they want and desiring something out of that confusion and ignorance. But when we focus on just being present with the breath and knowing that we're breathing, what it stops is being unaware of that. So straight away there's an awareness. That's a countermeasure to the unawareness.
this 세부 차송하러
I hope that's clear.
다디 아니 디 가와이나 지오다 뒤주로
Yeah.
배낭랑저 아니 셈디 한당한저 욱 다다와 가는 셈샤도라
Yeah.
디네 당랑저 뒤주 내가 지기요나 가시 니 곰잡스디 아니 인지민지 조조 대거라 근데 말해다 그래서 내가 지스디가나 셈야고샤 아니 모더단디 모더게디 스피드 리미트지가나 셈 다다 샤도비나 아니 디다 모더 파가 주가시디 아니 셈디 ngamda thagzi chede ani ba dal su dar moda de thola rugdora.
The breath awareness is something that you can take with you wherever you go, whatever you do, because if the mind is able to be in the present moment with your work, some people think meditation is just sitting still in a meditation posture, being quiet. It's not like that. It is the fact that whether you're doing your work, you're present with your breath, or if you're driving a car, you're aware of the speed limit with the breath, then that's a countermeasure to being nervous and wrecking your car.
Then you bill mangu pagudara.
And you get all kinds of bills to pay.
There's sim takes the best some sharp mother and the yungudara me handle me per moda dumuna and pejo moda the consumer and task.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose that awareness and you connect with someone's car that's expensive, that could be a big bill.
Yes, mid is a ngoma in an ashida tonans came things are motor conchumbo and a senior chicken, a day to none.
I used not to think about it, but now when I'm coming up behind expensive cars, I think, whoa, if I hit that one, it would be a bit costly.
De la Hansangumido, Gagumido, not the Shigidos.
I don't think it's amazing that it's a nice car. I don't want one, but I'm keeping my distance.
Motor conchumudana, Halel mother. Go back, go away. At the ladies read order, Jazanda, Kachi, only Tara read on the Bena Inji Giant, the Tara Law. Me pejodi Yago Nien to be in a and Palab to do edit on natural. So you won't name it and a Palab to
Okay.
near the subscription Nien to be in a and Pejog Gaja Carlava, the days 11 and Digdo. And the pa Laviala this little high research. She's a near did that Nindu best subscription yen to win. Did that come not read or come not read.
It also is meditation itself with the teaching and listening process. If what is being taught is done with awareness, I'm really going to hook in and listen to it in the present. And it's the same with the listener, same with the teacher. If what they teach is done with awareness, the receptors will listen.
아마 이나 먼저 추주 찍듯네 지진 연결와
Yeah.
신디지예요 말아 암조변 년으로 다 돈도 말레도 장가라 베질로운데 당기 기겐 카르라우데 텐고다 텐 데딜럽 안 되네다 제메데 초레나나 데베들 도스나나 아니 다 담보 기겐기 익스플레인 체인저데 밀파 라고라다
Yeah.
담보 수지 신경 말아라
Yeah.
말한지 상월럽 좀 된대로 곰발레 다가나래 제가 디제요 말에 신디 뭐마다 등산 신디자 다섯 차라면서 뭐마 신디자니 그런 요 말에 상월럽 믹좀네 암조니지 암조데 쇼니 오늘 진 디야가도 와 신디 잡주장가라 아니 신디 렌상마 템나를 열에 돼요 말아 아니 튕기면 되더라 이나고 야지 제수자라 펜도다 스스삼다 아니 마테나 다 양자마다 나나 펜도문다 그래서 녀마 신디지예요 말아 신디 빼 뉴구단 탭친이 제한 베제 뒤에 아니 개인 갈라오데 상월로베 암저 정도 년제야고 년겨라 아니 얘네 말레네 마틴도 어느 파게서 어딘에 되면서 당연히 가르쳐 팔자서는 가서 진짜적으로 파주 계시. 근데 진짜나라다 데베트 쳐오라로. 아니 디 수스 리포템보이나 아니 디 말라비온 거래. 라운디 다 데레. 아니 셈나라. 디다 메시지로 어디 레벨나 되기였다. 두스네. 제디상가라 두스 상마다. 곰랑 다대베고 셈 다다워셔. 곰랑 레도로.
We used to listen to our teachers teach us for 1 hour. So easy to be present for that hour and then to be able to be aware the teacher said this and this and this. They explained the content, the material. Then we would go and debate on it. Never took any notes. Often just listen to what was said. Perhaps they take notes more these days, but we would, if you're constantly listening and referring to the text, then you're not listening to what's said. And, there are cases where you would go to debate, and if you didn't get a point, you'd say, oh, I missed that, I can't recall that point, and ask for clarification. But those who had stable minds could answer just with what they'd retained in their brain, in their mind. And so that there, right there, is meditation, the fact that your awareness is in the present moment. Yes.
지난주 내려봤다 칼라스도 찍어지냐로 봐.
Yeah.
아니 가시 태블릿 되기 소다라.
Same when you're making food, you're cooking something, but you're looking at the recipe and cooking it.
그래서 디 구글 라셔나 구글 메시지나 아니 먼저 레버디 요마레 레벨 레가메 요차 구글 정말 레고 수수 레버디 구글차.
Yeah, I mean these days you might make something and it's all coming from Google, so you're not using that part of your brain. You're relying on Google, isn't it?
오늘 저는 구글 야우시 돼요래.
But Google inside your mind is the best. Your own brain Google.
다 구글 인터넷이면 사서.
Because if there's no internet, how can there be Google?
안 로면은 구글 같이 가라.
If there's no power, there's no Google.
나디 상상 튕거다. 점물인데나 로다 인터넷이 매버차나 점물인 배 메시 툭서래쇼 툭야래쇼 튕거다.
I often think that what would happen in this world if we lost power and internet? How would the world be? Yeah. These days we're all on internet. We need power. Well, time is changing fast. Yeah.
타마디 삼다나 디그레가서 울티나고나네 대한 셰바체 다 아니 우 당기와디 셰바들라 데네 timu 세버디 세부차서 말아.
Yeah.
다 다르디 우중은 때네 콘도 칸드 세기요레스다. 결혼도 상담로. 와 콘도 사야 콘도 짜면도 당겨 말아. 콘도 세야기 고족바당 아니 미세기 우동 칠레찌기 콘도를 누베 쳐야돼. 매버서 두고요레스. 어디 결혼도 상담제. 아니 믹좀 나디그레 그러 믹다나 디그레 어야 아니 딜레 제공세 그랬으니 아니 디 먼저 디인다 가서 가만히 검색인더라.
So all of these breathing meditation methods we've been doing are analytical ones. It's called analytical meditation. The fact that we did 3 different types of breath awareness, being aware of breath, counting, and then just being aware of how the breath pervades different parts of the body. And then just knowing that your breathing acts as a countermeasure to the unawareness of it, dispelling that ignorance. But also we can introduce awareness of breath as a countermeasure to anger. Of course, not completely subduing our anger, but beginning to pacify hostility. Particularly, how does breath function to reduce anger? Can we think on that for 2 minutes? Meditate for 2 minutes.
세부차서는
Was it clear, the point? I hope.
가서 되어들다 우중 검자와 틸레티네 아니 콘도 하고 그러 참으려 그러.
Yeah.
콘도다 녀디시 자우 말아.
Yeah.
아니 나 콘도 된데지 사용 것도 서로 콘도 코나야 직 콘도 코나 컨디스도 직다로 콘도 사뇨 여러 건 상물로.
Yeah.
다른도 봐 콘도 사르는 빼야고 이러. 소소 대로 안디야 상다 콘도 데리샤스 안 당기 우중 검자인데 따디 매우 컨디스도 어두 스타일이다.
What we're watching is breathing meditation as a means to pacify anger. We can observe, anger is coming up, irritability. We have all experienced it. So then now you have to bear it. You have to be patient. So it is good to think on that.
야면은 우중 시에바지 체르와 근데 시티 우중 검수요 제가 봐지 되게 다디 칠레질레 때네 콘도 메바 칸데스도 두 상담 다 상담다 다면다 요르스 다디 전화서 가르다나 디르와
Or just the fact that you are breathing in and breathing out and recognizing that is a method. How does that function to reduce hostility and irritability? Just whatever suits you by method.
나이다 세부차서요. 세부마셔는 양자 감증이 지금 좀 느리로.
Okay, I hope that did it become clear? If not, we can do 1 or 2 minutes more.
그지 양자 가문이 검쟁인다 봐.
Let's do 2 minutes more.
우중 검쟁이 콘 매와 간데스고도 어디 따야 되리다.
We are watching how that by just being aware of breath, the anger is pacified.
아야. 다지나도 같이 당랑도네 니 냠뇨 셰tum네 야고도 딘데지도 딘데지 체도 콘도 딘데 세도도 시제 수수 당도 셈나로 차딘제 등한절라야 아니 셰치tum나 당랑 돈이 야고도
Would anyone like to share their experiences? You know, what kind of appearances come up in your mind with regards to reducing anger by breathing? Anyone want to share? Yes.
Can I say something that I live by the sea, and when I watch the waves coming in and out, I can get the same effect as meditation, which feels like an erosion of the bad feelings.
Right.
I mean, is that meditation, finding it in nature?
Mm-hmm. The question was that you live by the sea, and by watching the waves come in and out, you can get the same effect as meditation, same rhythm, yeah, vis-a-vis the erosion of the bad feelings, right? Kurang gyatso kala degar wadi. Di gyatso gi palap gi suyong padro gi tene, di gom jaba nangshin sim nyemba denzo tes kasa meba dogadu. Di gom nangshin due.
re 나래 추제 고문 추 자주 발랍데 용도 도도
Yeah.
아니 셈게 견도서 용거래 도그래서 직부직냐래.
It's right. The waves come in and out, don't they? And just like that, the faulty states of mind, they come and they go, they come and they go. It's exactly the same.
예. 곰저디 근데 나와샤나 배워라.
If you get appearances like that in your mind, like the waves, it's good.
직부직냐래.
It is the same process.
먼저 취미지 남도 저러와.
Yeah.
자주 발랍도 직부직냐래.
We have these thoughts of inappropriate attention, not valid. They're just like waves, just like ocean waves.
아니 룽 전부 잡나? 아니 자주 발라 전부도 와.
Yeah.
아저 대화 녀가 담한다 여나 아니 가서 남도 좀 접어요. 자주 발라 접어요.
Just as when there's a big wind, it increases the size of the waves. For us, when there's a big problem, we get more mental upset due to the condition. Just like that.
Yeah. Keep on. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to also bring up, maybe you could also talk about how it's not only the subsiding of anger or states, but when that happens, the mind itself seems to change and become very soft, clear, and so much good states.
Right.
Like acceptance, but very still, without agitation. But the mind is so beautiful how it changes through this process.
Okay. So you're saying that not only the fact that the anger subsides or abates a bit, but the mind itself softens, becomes clearer, good states come up like acceptance and love and so forth, and the mind is still without agitation. Is that it?
Yeah. Yes. So the mind itself then changes.
Yeah, oh yeah, the beauty because the mind goes through those changes. Yeah. Kishla control bukjong la tene control tes nyuro tame mase sem korang tes lulunang sin soft se derwa jambo japsi chage wa sem jangwa tangwa se di clear mind di gangla acceptance susu kosa tangbulenche rova tene jampe dile tene jamba ene sem gi se chachikla sem gi gyurdang la tana di ningja shimdue just watching mind change is beautiful.
어디 빼 다가나래 곰 디 우중 곰 잡니 디 가르스나 단단한 저 점중을 쉐워디 니 주발로나 시세디 남도디 제 주발로나 시 저버저도 거라 디 잡도디 아니 추디 통행 거라고 다다네 심 담아데 통행 거 지나는 사람들이 심디 아니 심디 균라 레당한데 심기 균라 따르면서 심거랑 외송도 말해 단다 심기 균 간데 시도 되다 하나도 단다 템발라지도 와 지금 템발라지도 와 근데 템발라디 간다 다 템발하고 균라 따르면서 저게 심거랑 아주 독스 진도야지 말 다가나래다 다가나 곰대가나 저는 이가 곰대 빼면서 야고 다가나 뮤트지 잡제 되다 빼면서 야고래 다 니가로 빼야고도 쓰라
That is it. It is the breath awareness, like was mentioned with the waves, just observing inhalation, exhalation, and watching the changes. Watching the changes allows the mind's clarity to manifest. So, for example, with the water, what we're doing here is observing the mind's continuity. We're not observing mind at this stage. And just observing mind's continuity, that itself is mindfulness. You talk about mindfulness, this is it. Yes.
Yeah.
So for you to continue like that is good. Yes.
Yeah.
So my question and observation is very much the same in a way. If one were to try to really do the 10 breath exercise, to really stay absolutely mindful for just 10 breaths,
Yeah.
then if you do that perfectly and skillfully and practice it for a long while, one will arrive at a place of having to let go of past and future, to have to be mindful. And that letting go of past and future has a profound effect upon feelings and the origins of anger and anxiety. Maybe ask the monk, if you would, about how the mindfulness exercise requires us to let go of anxiety and anger.
Okay, thank you. So you're saying that if one does the 10 cycle of inhalation, exhalation, the awareness of that perfectly, skillfully, you get to a place where there's no choice but to let go of past and future. And due to the mindfulness of that, those feelings we have of anxiety and anger, the origin of them, you're asking, how does that relate to mindfulness, of letting go of those two, correct? Kisla di ukjang wala tene pena rimbe gu janga jabrawadi. Di mutu ne chene takta chegi yana. Di le tene debadang maomba kon rangsha sha. Rangsha sha le tene kasa anxiety, di sorwa, anxiety dang kondro denzo ki gyudangen korangshin the mebadogrebes.
re
Korangi tiwa di so the mindfulness latene, drenchi latene, control tang anxiety mebadogrebes.
당연하네 re 당가 주디가나 네시 대투이나 아니 쌤데 다다와간 대대로
That's right, because if you can just stay with those 10 cycles and place the mind there, then at the end of those 10, your mind is in the present moment.
다다레네 대보다 마음바 가서마
And because the mind is abiding in the present moment, past has ceased, future is not projected.
지금 먼저 anxiety라도 만차 먼저 파스 데베네 줄때네 대추 심나를 테니 용되기를 만차 봐
Most of our anxieties come because we're fixating about something from the past.
이다 depression라 만차
Depression.
데베네 줄 찾아 줄래요네
Depressions are because we're revolving these things that happened before.
가난도 디 가르잖아 빼디 가르잖아 부구 춘주도서 나라 부구 춘주도서 anxiety and depression 배진 요 말해
Yeah,
관선 컨셉이 다다와간 대대로
yeah,
건조 개모 먹보게 요래 아니 건조다 초콜릿 말하는 직전은 우그래라 아니 점자 말한지 아니 직전은 짐보다나 지금어디라 저거다는 우그래면서 저거잖아 먹으면도 와 다다오라고 심도 다다와간 대대로라고 심 다다와간 대대 아니 다라래 그 당가란지 제단데 우 장가져야 돼다 빼면서 누가지 딜 체주 망고 단도 빼 망고에 저랑도 곰 잡다 하고 그래 편도 네 편도 연구도 편도 망고 냠냠 망고 연구 응어만에 러다 곰 잡다 냠냠 연구를 해서
that's good. The best analogy we can give about that mind being in the present moment is with children. They're always happy-go-lucky and laughing and playing. You seldom see an anxious or depressed child. Okay, so they're always playful and laughing. They might get a bit upset if they don't get the chocolate, or through play, or they want to pee and they can't, or they're hungry. But most of the time, they're pretty much in the present moment. And I've said this before, I think just by being able to be with the breath and do those 10 cycles, you will notice, there's this benefit, then there's this benefit. It is quite good.
My mother all the time told me I'm 2 times correct. If you are hungry, I'm correct, and I have toilet, I'm correct. And usually no correct, never correct. My mother said I never give problem. My mother. Did I say that?
Yeah, children are like that.
Yeah. Da,
Anyone else?
Yeah. You? Yeah.
I have a question,
Yeah.
if I may. It is so easy to get triggered and get angry and lose all those benefits. What is the mechanism and to understand how anger can just no longer arise ever again?
Ah,
How is it possible? But how and why?
sorry.
That would be really good.
So the question was, it's so easy for us to get angry, and in that case, well, for me, and then we lose the benefits. What is the mechanism by where we would never be angry again? How and why would one do that? That would be good. Kisla kondolanga di lelabu yoro kon lamsang yong grwadi.
Really.
Di le tene dene kasa zepa ki pin ki hlado grwa.
Really.
Di kondro ki mutu mebesu tang yangyo mayang ki tab yakshu tang lele shi yapurwa di kareyana.
저는 탑 약슈들라고라. 이게 약슈들라고스라.
You're asking for the best method to stop that anger.
아니 창물로라야 잠복 곰듬나 아니 건도사요 말해서라.
Well, if everyone was able to really meditate on love, they would never get angry.
그래서는 잠복 곰나 창물로 네 연구를 다 믹스에 잠복 곰나 아니 심지 탐제 수수 녀나시 수수
No,
저나시 삼로샤나
yeah,
말아서 빛나 저런 부글로 콘도 사금다라 패진
yeah,
함사 상상 때때 사그러면서 패진 부글게 논두체 슈무 제비나 콘도 사금도
yeah.
가르치는 사고면서는 저런 데를 가고요로 저런 데 문에 제와디 요로 디나시 먼저 심지 탐제를 제와디 요나 콘도제 매우 차 그랬어 콘도 매우 차 내가 요랬어 냠는 샤나 차 요랬어
Yeah, there is a method by which we can never get angry. If you had that love for all living beings, as if they were your dear one, your relative, much akin to how you have love for your children. Okay, so one or two mistakes your children make, and you might have to discipline them, and they cry a bit and get over it. But deep down, you're never losing that love for your children. So, yeah, if we had that type of love for all living beings.
말하자 창물로라 제와디 레뇽요레와 부금에나 수수 아마 수수 촉보 수수 빈자라 제와디 레뇽요레스와 어디나 신지 탐제라 제와디 레토비나 아니다 콘도 사고에 지에요 말다 그러와
If, we all have experienced that type of affectionate love, either to our mum, that's our partner or friends. Now, if we had such love directed to all living beings, one would never get angry.
네 콘도 콘도 춘네메바디 다 전주신 벨람 졸람 트 제모 습 제모 습바 제모 더 많이 밀피지 저다르 데 티쟁게 졸람 더 발레디 하는 건저 콘도 춘네다 제요 마
Okay. If we're talking about more definitively the stage where anger is no longer produced, the bodhisattva in training, once they reach the heat, patience peak, once they reach the peak level of the path of training in terms of the great vehicle, they will not get angry again.
자야다 도로 자야 유타주르시
And this can be done through training. We can get to that level.
For example, anger has lots of different reasons. Some people become tired, become angry. Some people become hungry. I was young. I have hungry, and then I become angry. Now I don't have this angry. If it's hungry, I don't have angry because sometimes I was in the lunches and some 2:30 coming. I'm watching my mind. Is angry coming or no coming? It's good test for me. I notice before easy to become. Something coming. This reason I eat something. My mother, you need to eat something. She give me bread and I'm calm. Oh, she said you need to eat some. At that time I don't recognize, and then I learned Buddhism is anger always come from anger. There are lots of different causes, conditions, right?
Right.
My anger is hungry. easy, just eat it, finish it. Some people are tired, I think. This reason you see evening after 5 o'clock, rush hour, that time people are so tired and driving, still something wrong. Easy to tip, and morning less because less tired, evening tired, easy to upset. This reason some people become, and we need understand, and where's the main anger come from? That is dunda jema de tare dunda de chranze ukjungu dige kondo mewa khande sogodo de rangjong shiro.
So that's probably okay for today. In the context of the coming week, it's good to look at how anger reduces or is pacified by breath awareness.
단도 chranze tanglo samjun pemisi yagodo.
It was great to have your reflections and feedback. They came through good.
다나 chranze de gom jamni samdan shegi yorwa. 다나 gom mutuje jabda.
And that's because those reflections you gave came from your meditative experience. So it would be good to continue with your experiences.
다 들이 둔다데나라 아니 저랑 저거 컨트롤하면 안 빼야고.
So during the course of the week, if you have someone that gets on your case, like a friend, that's so good.
Use it.
Because then,
Thank you so much. Then you can try breathing meditation, how to reduce this anger, you know. 들이 둔다데라 컨트롤하는 터치지라고 그래서. This week, your friend or family or partner or make some angry, you said thank you very much. Very helpful, very helpful. I appreciate, you know. Oh yeah. Ada de xiao ni ngang zo de men lam xie ro ngang zo da tanda chanju sim ji ni xin bin ge ji xie ni samo lo da pendo jiang jia re ni xi gewa de men lam ya wo che de zam ling xi de yong ya dang ce ke ji ju da mi tham je ju la chanju sim ji ge na ma yo ma re kondo yo ma re wa da ji nyo de relationship nyo de yo ma re da sang we ju le chanju sim yo na zam ling xi de lam sang ju ge re sra 참에 줄라 chanju sim ji gewa sho so men lam ja sho asra.
we will now dedicate today's session. We thought about bodhicitta, altruism, benefiting others. We dedicate these prayers for the world. The main thing is that in the hearts of living beings, they generate that concern for each other, the bodhicitta. If they did, there would be no war, no anger, no relationship problems.
Sonamdi danje sebayi gomba danje jinju dodane kadana da chiwe la siwe sole do sho gina debe so pende nanga ka dona kunje dongwe jaso kambara sho chanju simjere moje maje bana ji yuji jewanya ba mewa yo kone konde pe bara sho ai Karada.
So there's a couple of